Welcome to Hate It or Love It. I am your host for today, Jeremiah the Revelist. So today we're going to be reviewing Eternals. So Eternals is the next movie in the cinematic universe of Marvel. What this movie is about the Celestial. He helped create the universe, and he created the Eternals. And those Eternals, he sends them out to develop the planet, to develop the species of the planet, their technology, and how they use it and everything like that. But they're not allowed to interfere with their free will. So they could create something and develop something, but they cannot tell how the species in the planet on how to use it. If they use it for good, they use it for good. If they use it for evil, they use it for evil. They cannot interfere with the human. They cannot interfere with the free will. The only time they can interfere is when the deviants are involved. Now, the deviants are involved. They are demon-like creatures that go around destroying the planets, destroying the universe's resources. So that's the only time they're allowed to interfere. So when you saw in the trailer how they say, how come you didn't do anything to stop Thanos? They weren't allowed to, because Ashram told them they're mostly watchers and help, society develop, but they're not to interfere. So throughout the movie, you see that in each of those characters. You see how hard is it they want to interfere so bad. They want to go and help and become those heroes, but they're not allowed to. So you kind of see it through each and every one of those Eternals' eyes. Like the depression they go through, the sadness they go through, because they can't really go out and make this universe a better place. Only the society can. So it's very hard. You see it through a lot of the Eternals, and you see how they live. The way they had to live throughout the centuries, because they never grow old, they never die. So it was cool to see that. And that's what I loved about the film. A lot of people with this movie, they're very divisive about it. I don't understand why. This is a very different movie. And I just like the fact that this movie was different. It did not feel like a Marvel film. So the story itself felt really good. Like, I love the characters. I love Angelina Jolie in this, Salma Hayek, the two Stark brothers. They did a phenomenal job in the movie. The story itself, the mythos of each and every character. I like the fact that each century they have different stories on these characters, and it's funny how it's funny how they're living amongst these people, and they're just like, yeah, that was me, but I cannot tell nobody about this, So it was cool to see that. It was cool how you see how they developed with the humans and how they grew with them, and how they pretty much became their own. They became human themselves the way they were. They act like normal. They didn't hardly ever use their powers, because now after they destroyed all the deviants, they became regular normal people after that. So now the deviants are back, and now they got to come together and try to save the world again from the deviants. So like I said, this movie was a really good time. I really thought it was really good story-wise. It was cool. Like, I gotta say, and then to me, these things that I didn't like about the movie did not downgrade the movie for me. It was just stuff that I keep seeing all the time in other films that it's just that they just put it in there just to make themselves look cool. And why? You're Marvel. You don't need to force anything or put something in it to make yourself look cool. If you're gonna put certain elements into a movie, like, weave it in there really naturally. Don't force it. And that's why I have problems with certain movies, when they force certain things, and it ends up like just more of a force than an actual normal or moving in very smoothly. Because I've seen movies do it better. I've seen movies do certain topics or certain things. They move it in with the story very well. This movie, certain things didn't move it with the story real well, but at the same time, it wasn't a big thing for me. I really just enjoy this movie in general. So, I gotta say, what do I think about this movie? What is my rating? Is it a love? Is it a hate? Or is it something in between? I gotta say, I give it on the real for real. That's right, I do give it on the real for real. I thought the movie was really good. It was really great. It's not in my top 10 Marvel movies of all time, but it's getting close to being up there. I find the movie really good. I don't know why everybody's so divisive by it. I say, go check it out. It's great. Do that. Alright? So that'll be all for today's episode. Like, subscribe. Let me know what you thought about the Eternals. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Or is something in between? And I'll see you when I see you. Peace.